Hi guys, welcome to another KSP video. Now, in this video, I wanted to pretty much make a 1950s slash 60s rocket that you see at the beginning of this very video. Now, thinking about rockets like these, back then they were pretty much huge. They were very heavy and they weren't very ideal. So this is pretty much a what's known as a direct ascent um, rocket. So there was a bit rocket that was supposed to be the rocket that was supposed to take Americans to the moon. It was called the Saturn 6 8 Saturn C8. Excuse me. I'm still a little stuffed up from COVID, so please excuse me. But anyways, that was supposed to take Americans to the moon. It was supposed to take a Apollo command module. They're going to keep that the same and have this ginormous rocket that was supposed to land on the moon and go back to Earth, and pretty much the capsule would separate and the capsule would re-enter the atmosphere without the part that would land on the moon. And I wanted to really challenge myself and try to make a reusable rocket as much as possible. And I'll be making more videos like that in KSP soon. And I really like this rocket, but at the same time, it's bulky. It's not very aerodynamic to land back at KSC. And I'll talk more about that when the video end before the video ends. And this is pretty much my failed attempt at making a SSTO. Now, there's this fantastic YouTuber named Matt Lowy. I think that's how you say his last name. And he did these very awesome KSP video. He pretty much made this rocket, and he is a lot better at SSTO. I tried making a rocket like that, and I was going to make a video of that, but evidently I didn't, because I could never get it into orbit, and I was pretty much just horrible at SSTOs. I have no idea what I'm doing at the time with SSTOs, but in the long term, I was trying to make a spacecraft that I can land on the moon and land back at KSC. Now, the thing is that I really want to stress here that this rocket needed to be refueled. So I'm pretty much launched a huge refueling pod into low Earth orbit, and that rocket was also very heavy because I was trying to pretty much conserve a lot of the fuel in the pod so I would have more for missions like these. That didn't really work out because I ended up using about 1/4 of the fuel in the pod versus not using any of it. So I really wanted to make a rocket that was pretty much reusable. You had to refuel in orbit and land back at KSC. Now, that mostly worked out. Now, the landing was pretty much garbage, and I pretty much crashed this very rocket into the surface of Kerbin. Now, I will try to make a video of me making a base. I also have this idea for making a base on the Mun, using a rover to actually deploy the modules for a moon base, and I'll make a video of that and try to reuse this and try to make a better landing. Here you can see I'm trying to rendezvous with the spacecraft, which is not always easy coming back from the moon or Mun, just because you have this huge gap and distance, and you're trying to close that out very carefully and try to make sure you're doing it as efficiently as possible, which isn't always the easiest thing to do. Now, I pretty much had a hard time docking it. That I really should have put more RCS ports on here because it is pretty much extremely hard to maneuver for docking, and I'll try to make a couple of improvements for the next time I use this in a video. So, in a nutshell, I really do like this rocket, and it's a very good rocket, but can be very costly for fuel. If you don't know what you're doing, I recommend you do not make a rocket like this. I recommend starting out with a more Apollo, um, rocket for KSP and for new people. But in the long run, I'm pretty much a rocket that could be reused. I'm very satisfied with this, but landing can pretty much use a lot more work. This is Tony, and I really hope you have a great day. Fly safe.